What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new episode of Moose Tracks Podcast. For those of you who don't know, my name is Moose. I'm the host of this podcast. So what we do basically is just turn on a mic, sit down with some friends, and have some crazy, weird, interesting conversations that you guys probably have in the privacy of your own home. Today, I'm sitting down with, I think I need to say two, legends at this point. Let's just go right into it.
I'm Dee.
And I'm Julia.
So yeah, they're Diana and Julia. They came to just, have a fun conversation with me just about, actually, how about we tell them how we met first? Like, before we dive into everything, how did we meet? Let's start off with me and Diana.
So I met Mustafa when we went on our senior trip to Punta Cana. We didn't know that we knew each other, but we both go to Salem State. So when we were meeting each other, we were on the same dorm floor and everything, and we're looking at each other and we're like, where do I know you from?
Yeah.
And then we figured out, boom, we met each other in Punta.
I know. I thought you were just about to say, oh yeah, we lived in the same hallway. I forgot about the senior trip. Yeah. I know. We man.
You guys met.
I know.
Oh my god.
And then Miss Gandolfo.
I've always known about you because.
Really?
Yeah, because we're in Revere.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
Everyone knows everybody, but we met.
At
you were
school.
my roommate, but you lived.
Yeah.
Well, not my roommate, but you lived directly.
I was across off of you.
Right.
We lived together basically. We just shared rooms.
Yeah.
Literally, we shared each other's rooms. So yeah, you lived across the hall from me at school, and found out we're from the same town. So we just hit it off since then, and now we're here.
And the first day we met, we realized that we were very similar. We were Italian.
Yeah, I was just like, oh crap. I was like, look at that. That's just wicked funny. But yeah, no. So I just wanted to have them on because I think this topic is honestly something I think a lot of people are gonna tune into and listen to. I honestly think it's a fun conversation I think needs to be had. So basically, the reason why I wanted to have two girls on today, because I don't know if I want to say relationships, but whatever goes on in your early 20s when you're just trying to figure things out and go through life, you might be interested in a boy, you might be interested in a girl, whatever it may be, but you go through those experiences with people, and sometimes it might not be the best.
Absolutely not.
So
definitely not. We've all had bad relationships.
So I just say we just get right into it.
Right.
Let's just not even
question.
Yeah, let's not even harass the people any longer. So let's just start right off. Relationships. I just think that at the age of 20, I think the concept of a relationship, it's very, I want to say, washed out.
Oh, yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. Especially, nowadays with Gen Z and 2020, I just feel like nobody wants a relationship anymore. Everybody plays games.
Yeah. And
it's all about, wanting to have that love and affection, that attention that a significant other in a relationship would give you, but they don't want the commitment. They don't want the attachment. They don't want the loyalty that you have to have in that situation. So that's exactly.
She's going off. I didn't think you were. I didn't think you were just gonna jump in like that. Oh my god.
No, but I completely agree with you. I definitely think that relationships are hard in 2020 because no one really wants to be committed. Everything's just about a booty call, and it's not about passion and being faithful, and it's not about finding a deeper connection into somebody. It's just
okay. But let me play devil's advocate real quick.
Okay.
Do you think we even should be? And I'm the last one to even say that. I'm the last one to say you shouldn't be committed. Obviously, I think you should be. I think it's bad to cheat. I'm just saying. Right. Do you think because we're so young, do you even think that we should even have that idea in our heads right now, or do you think we should be dating? We should be seeing a lot of people.
Yes.
I think we should be dating because how are we supposed to be I don't know. How are we supposed to know what we're supposed to do in a relationship without experience and knowing good from bad anyway?
How are we supposed to teach our kids about what love is and our experiences with relationships if we don't commit? You know what I'm saying? My whole life up until I was probably 18, 19 when I got into college, I had the idea of, I'm going to date people for the rest of my life and, I date to get married. I don't date to date.
Really?
I had my parents as an example. I had my grandparents as an example.
Wait, you had that thought at 14?
Yes,
oh, yeah.
Because women have, I would say, an unrealistic expectation of relationships because that's not the world we are currently living in.
Right. That's just what we've been taught our whole lives. As kids, I know when I was little, I would talk to my friends about, I want to have a wedding. I want to have this and that. I want to date and just get married. I want to be like my grandparents. They met when they were 15 years old. We're together and inseparable ever since. Exactly. But unfortunately, especially nowadays, that's not how things work.
Yeah, I think you know, I think especially like you said back then, relationships I feel like were seen at a higher standard than they are now. Especially,
Absolutely.
I think the idea of respect is just kind of gone.
Oh my god.
I think, you know, we kind of were just talking about this a bit off mic, but like how like back in the day, like for example, like if I'm a guy and I'm going to ask a girl out on a date, back in the day, you know, a guy would like go meet her parents right before they went out or
Right.
bring flowers to the home, and you know, the dad would have a conversation with him like prior to them going out, like, oh, I want my daughter back here by 9 and things like that, you know what I mean? And nowadays I feel like, you know, it's more like I'll text you when I'm outside, like get in my car, like let's go, you know what I mean? Like they
Oh
don't,
my god, no
there's
holding the door open.
there's no courtship.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
right.
No,
there's
I agree. I'm a
courtship.
guy and I completely agree.
And, you know, I think the problem nowadays is that guys don't want to give off this quote unquote false image of I want to date you. But you can show me respect, be a gentleman, and, you know, make me feel like a lady without me being like, I'm going to fall in love with you this second, this night.
Also, I feel like if guys were just honest, we would
Right.
have a
Less of
mutual
an
understanding.
expectation.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Because the problem, like we're saying, nowadays, relationships are not, you know, not even relationships where you're legit dating somebody, a relationship you form with somebody. Everyone thinks that girls just want to date. They think that every girl is going to fall in love with them. You know, I don't want to make a big, broad stereotype for men.
No, you're talking for your,
But a lot of men think that if I treat this woman like a lady, if I treat her with decency and respect, she's going to fall in love with me and I'm going to have this girl that's attached to me and I'm not going to be able to get away.
Exactly.
Wait, are you talking about like if you go on a date with a guy or you're seeing a guy in the beginning stages? I think we need to break that down first. In my perspective, I feel as if before you even jump into a relationship with anyone, they could have been your friend, they could have been a stranger, they could have been your coworker, whatever it may be. I think there's a period of time where there's like I want to say like a quote unquote talking phase.
Yes.
Where you're not necessarily friends. You both are getting to know each other. I say, like, you know what I mean? I think it's a bit easier when you're already friends because you kind of already have like a basic understanding
Right.
of that person, and then you kind of go into a phase where you're like, all right, like I'm feeling you a certain type of way other than
Right.
friends. You're feeling me a certain type of way other than friends. We both don't know if we want a relationship yet. We don't know where this is gonna go, but let's kind of keep it on the down low and let's like, you know,
Feel it
see
out.
each other a bit more privately, like just me and you, not in a big group of people, or like let's go hang out together and like let's go out to, you know what I
Right.
mean? Put yourself in that uncomfortable position to see if that feeling
you
is still
really
there.
feel.
A lot of people I know nowadays, you tell them that they have a crush on you, like, or like for example, if a girl told me that she had a crush on me, I'm not trying to sound cocky, I'm just saying that never happens. I'm just saying, like, in
Almost.
general, like if a guy, he went up to you and you didn't even know him. Let's say you met him at a party, you met him at a restaurant, whatever. He's
Okay.
just like, I just wanted to let you know, I think you're very beautiful. Like I was sitting down over there, I just wanted to say hi, like, can I have like your Snapchat or something like that? Does that come off like a lot to you, or does that come off like, wow, he was man enough to acknowledge my beauty and
I
yada
I think
yada
it
yada?
depends on the mood.
Absolutely. I think, really quick to go back on what you were saying about the talking phase, that wasn't a thing before. When
I don't
talked
believe
to
in that
parents,
talking phase.
You
Right.
don't?
I don't think so because I did have an experience once where we were considered to be quote unquote talking, and
was a
it
dog.
was pretty much a free for all for him to
Oh,
go
yeah.
and talk to any other girl
I
that
think
he
it's an
possibly wanted
excuse.
to.
I agree with you. I
Right.
think it's an excuse. Not every guy, but I do think that it's an excuse where he's making you feel like you can't be going out doing things with anyone else, but he can be doing what he wants. If you find out, you can't get mad because you're
Right.
not dating. You're
Exactly.
talking. You're not
Good.
cuffed.
Yes,
You know what I'm
Diana.
saying?
But right there, though, I think that the issue there is a lack of communication.
Right.
I
I
But
agree.
I feel like that should be
I
on
agree.
both
I would,
sides. That's
yeah.
mutual. Like,
I would
totally
say,
agree.
I
tell
would.
me what you want, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I
versa.
agree. I would say, like, if I was talking to a girl and I really liked her, I would say, like, I'm not talking to any other girl. Like, I'm not even like you literally, you don't have to. This can be like 2 weeks in. Like, I'm not saying.
Has
that-
to be the day after you
Yeah.
guys meet.
Yeah, I'm like, you can literally just say like, hey, like, I just wanted to know, like, I'm not really doing this with any other girls. Like, I'm not, you know, talking quote unquote with any other girls. Like, are you, or
But
is
we
that
don't
your
trust
plan?
That. We don't trust that because there's so many people who will say it and lie, and then they'll get caught up, and then there is just no trust between them and the other
Right.
person. You
Right.
can't lie about it. If you're talking to other people, be honest and be upfront. So I know what I have to do to protect my feelings
Exactly.
in the process.
And that's the thing, like she's saying, you know, girls really are very, very easy. You don't have to.
Not in that
I
way.
Not
do
in
not.
that way.
No, I know what you mean, but I don't agree.
No?
I do not agree
I
at all.
definitely think that there's girls. I'm just saying my experience, and I know Julia's like this as well. Communicate with me. If you want to see me as just somebody that you would potentially just want to have sex with, okay, communicate that with me. I have no problem. But if
Right.
you are sitting here and you're taking me on dates, you're opening car doors for me, you're paying for my meal, making me feel like you want something more, even though you don't say it, like we mentioned, this day and age, chivalry is dead. You know, I'm gonna
Oh
take
my
that
God.
as
Isn't that like in like a song?
yeah.
Chivalry is dead.
Chivalry is
kind of
dead.
cute.
Yeah.
Do we even know the title of the song?
Promiscuous. By
By
Timbaland.
who?
Timbaland.
Oh.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I know
Sorry,
exact-
keep
no,
going.
No, I
I
know
just
exactly
went
what you're
off,
talking
yeah.
about. No,
Chivalry
but
is dead, yeah.
chivalry is dead, you know. So we're gonna look at that and be like, wow, this guy's really feeling me, and I want to potentially maybe have a relationship with this person because no guy is gonna treat me like this unless they want something, because we're so used to guys
Right.
just being one and done. You know what I'm saying? Or they're just right off the rip. They let you know, listen, you're just gonna be sex to me.
Yeah, and
I
also
love
a
that.
lot of girls that have, like, I don't want to say a false hope, but a lot of girls will get into relationships long term when they're young, and they get screwed over. And so going back into like the hookup.
How young? How young are we talking?
So
Because I think a line has to be drawn where it's like
Oh,
this was juvenile when I was a kid and it was
right.
fun, and then this has just actually had a lasting effect on me. Like where does the line get drawn?
Well, I had my first what I would consider serious boyfriend to be from 14 to 17. So
Really?
Yes, so we were dating for like 4 years on and off, and he cheated on me with all of my friends. So that is where you get trust issues.
We're
because,
getting real here.
Yeah, no, like, keep it real. Like, that's what happens. And honestly, I stopped trusting friends. I stopped hanging out with certain people. And I lost all hope in the man species.
changed.
Like,
At 17?
at 17, because
It
when you
changes
go
you.
into 18, so 18 you're a senior in high school and boys are giving you attention, and then you go into college, it's like you don't know who's
whole new
real.
world.
It is. It's like you're being reborn.
Yep. I totally agree with you on that. Honestly, I don't think, like you said, I don't think it matters how young you were. I think it matters how much of an emotional attachment you had to that person. Like Julia just said, she was 14 years old, had
Yeah.
a boyfriend. I had a serious relationship, my first one when I was 14. We dated from when I was 14 to 15. Yeah, it was only a year, and I may have been seen as a child.
Yeah,
I love
that is
that
really
kid.
young.
Yeah,
right?
That was my first love. I'm always
Yeah.
going to remember him. That's always going to be in the back of my mind. This is the basis that you have for your relationship.
Right.
And, you know, he messed me up. He really did. Like, he cut me off out of nowhere, didn't want to date out of nowhere. Things were going fine, in my opinion. I find out from another girl that he's cheating on me. And, you know, similar situation. It literally ruins your trust
Yes.
for all your future relationships. And don't get me wrong, I am not the type to be like, all guys are the same. I always go into relationships and, you know, friendships that I'm going to grow with people, and I always make sure that I'm not prejudiced.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not prejudiced in that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
don't go into it saying, like, all guys are the same, da-da-da-da-da. But you always have it in the back of your mind.
But here's the thing, though. Like, here's my opinion on it. I think when you're that young, I feel like it seems so important. It seems so blown up. It
Right.
seems so,
Glorified.
glorified
Yeah.
because you're young, and that's what they advocate to teens, like teenage love. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Like when you're a teenager and like you have that relationship, and even still now, like in your early 20s, you can still experience that same thing. Like it's like it's like a euphoric feeling. You're like, whoa,
Absolutely.
like what is this? And then, you know, when things end badly, like, I do agree with you both. I do think that it can have a staining power. But I think if you're going to let it affect you negatively for the rest of your life, I personally feel like that's a change that you have to make.
100%.
Yeah,
That's a deep wound from within.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm not saying, like, I agree with you. Like, I've obviously had my own experiences and, like, I felt certain ways. But at the end of the day, like, I agree with you. I'm not going to, you know, judge every girl I meet based
Right.
on that one, because that's a whole other
Absolutely.
chick, you know what I mean? And two, I'm not going to let that deeply affect me. One, because like I was 15. I
Right.
was
You're
a
20
whole
now.
other
Right.
person
Yeah.
5 years ago. Things are so different now. I'm not gonna keep that same perspective in my mind. But like you were saying, like with trust issues, you were with this girl when you were 14 to 17.
Yeah.
Exactly, and he cheated on you, and he cheated on you with all of your friends. That's a whole other story.
Yeah,
That's long term, like, and that's betrayal of trust, not only with him but your friendships. I was more
Right.
talking about the sense of like you know, like something juvenile, like when you're a kid and you have that relationship, like, you know, I don't know if I'm just like blabbering on or
No,
something,
I
but
think I
like
know what
if
you're
that
talking
makes
about.
any sense,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's like there's people who will bring up relationships from when they're 13 years old, and it was like a 6-month relationship. It was a joke, like it was a middle school relationship.
That's what I mean.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a real relationship you had with somebody.
That like a foundation.
Exactly.
Right.
I agree with you on that point. I don't think that you should be bringing up stuff from when you're friggin' 12 years old in middle school. Like, you don't need to be crying about Mr. Brian over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
He bought you jelly beans at lunch.
Right, and then he gave
Right.
his other
Hot
pack of
Cheetos.
jelly beans to friggin' Sarah. And you're like, oh my god! Like,
Oh my god, I have the craziest story.
oh my god.
So I was in 8th grade, right? And this kid was like mad hot. Like, I'm not even gonna cap, like, he's handsome. But he was a year younger than me, so he's in 7th. And all the girls wanted him. I'm trying so hard not to say his name. And so he, like, on Valentine's Day, he, like, comes up to me. It's like a big thing, you know? It's like, oh my god,
Right,
8th
when you're in 8th grade. Yeah.
I'm like, he loves me. Like, I got the baddest one here. Like, I'm so excited. He comes up to me and he's like, Julia, will you be my Valentine? Like, will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. What do I look like? Yep, it's happening. I'm gonna be the girl with the
right dumbass across my forehead if I said
exactly.
no.
And so next
Did
thing
you
you
guys
know,
end up dating?
for like 2 days, I broke
Oh,
up with
okay.
him because he went on a ski trip and didn't text me, and I was like, this is not what I was looking for.
Julia's standards have been in there since friggin' 8th grade,
See,
everybody.
communication.
Absolutely.
Julie's like,
Oh my
talk to
I'm
me.
like, you don't talk to me.
But you see, like, now look, here I think that was actually a great segue. Now, do you believe that there's a dynamic between, like, a boy and a girl? Because, for example, like, if I was dating, I want to jump on more of, like, the serious dating, like you were talking about earlier, not like that thunder is just intense today,
I know,
guys.
it's a little
It's again, like,
rowdy.
crazy. Anyways, so, I want to talk about more of, like, a real relationship with, like, you know, standards, I would say. Is that a right thing to say?
Yeah,
With standards, you know what I mean? So, do you think there's different dynamics? Do you think there's different expectations? Because, for example, like, if I was dating a girl and she went on a ski trip with her friends for the weekend and didn't talk to me all weekend,
Right.
and that was a real standard relationship, I'd be pissed.
Right.
I'm the type, I feel like I'm the type of guy, I'd be like, all right, like, go have fun with your girlfriends or whoever you're going with, like, I trust you, like, have a good time, but, like,
But
I
communicate.
would appreciate, like, oh, hey, we just got here. Oh, hey, we just
Communicate,
got off the, like, ski lift, or, oh, we're going to bed.
Right.
Okay, good. Like, oh, I'll see you on Monday. If it was nothing,
I agree.
That's a
I agree
whole-
with you. I think
Yeah.
that
That's
if
a
there's
problem.
communication, I don't think there should be a problem. Like, let's say the ski trip thing again. You know, beforehand, you let your boyfriend or girlfriend know, hey, I'm going on a ski trip this weekend. I really want to take the time to enjoy my girls or my boys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I want to take the time and enjoy. But, so I'm not going to be texting you as often as I do. All you need to do is communicate. Because if you're to let me know that you're going to go and do that, I'm not going to get pissed when you don't text me.
Right,
If you're
right.
on Snapchat posting stories, posting on Instagram, but not responding to my text messages, I'm going to get tight.
I
But
hate
women
that.
have,
I
we have
hate that.
intuition. We know when a man's feeling us. We know when a man
Thank
isn't.
you.
And men,
Thank you.
yes, we're all human beings, but we're very different breeds. Like, women are one way and they
Yeah.
think one way, where men completely don't. And so,
What do you mean?
Guys, listen up to this, please, boys. If you think that a
Oh,
woman
here we go.
doesn't
Wait
know
a minute.
something,
Public service announcement from Diana Wood. Go ahead.
listen, everybody. If your girlfriend, this is just a little disclaimer. If your girlfriend is coming up to you, let's say that whatever guys are listening right now, you're my boyfriend. I'm like,
Ooh.
so who's Rebecca? I'm giving you an opportunity to explain yourself.
Right, 'cause we
I already
already
know.
know.
I already know who Rebecca is, what her social is, her
That's,
address.
I'm like, I know where you live. I
Right.
know who your friends are.
I'm like, I
what
know
school
you
go
hung out with
to.
her last weekend on 10 Meadow Street. Like, I'm not. Like, I know.
Throwing out the addies.
Like,
Don't
I'm not
be
playing.
doing that.
All right. Well, I mean.
Well, that went somewhere
All
else.
right. No, but
I got a little heated.
No, I agree with you. I think girls aren't super. Also,
witches.
you girls can be kind of mean though.
Alright, but
when
why?
you hold on. When you girls know a guy likes you, like I feel like you like not answering us.
Taking
like if we're
advantage.
like ready
Oh,
here's my
boo-boo.
thing. if like a guy is like hitting you up and you're being nice and polite and not gross and nasty and things like that, you girls take that opportunity and put that right in the where? In the friend zone, right over here.
Right.
But give
on
me
the
a
right.
second. I'm going to interrupt you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to put you to shame, but I'm just saying, just because you're nice to a girl, she doesn't owe you anything.
No, you're
Woman
absolutely
owes
you
you
are
diddly.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But like,
But there's common
Respect.
decency and respect.
yeah,
Right, right.
exactly.
Don't get me wrong. If you're not, like, I know you aren't, but there's guys who think that just because I'm nice to a female, she owes me sex.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how, I know you're not like that, but if you're just being a genuinely nice guy, I don't think that a girl should take advantage. That's not right. I think that she should
all
have
they do.
common decency and respect and respond.
Right, and also I think if a guy is with you just for sex, he's either a creep, and okay, but why? Don't be nice to me then, because that's
Yeah.
the truth. Put me in my place. Tell me, hey, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because as the woman, we're sitting here kind of, we need to be led in a certain way. Like, we're not going to be
Absolutely.
assuming that a man likes us or not. Like, if we catch a
I
vibe,
think
if
a
you're
lot
nice
of girls
to us,
assume though.
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah,
I've had,
but
like,
we assume because
I
it's
say
signals.
hi if I'm at a party or something. Like, hey, what's up? How are you? Like, I'm Moose. Blah blah. Next thing I know, next week, like, oh, you like so and so. I'm like, what the hell are you talking? I said
Moose,
hi.
we're talking about them being like, come back to my place. We'll do this. We'll do that.
Oh no.
It's one of those, and then they just won't respond. It's that.
Going off of that, tell me what you girls think. I'm not judging any girl who does this or any guy. You do you. It's your life. You run to the hills with it.
Right.
Me personally, me speaking from my point of view, I don't find it attractive when a girl, let's just say at a party, for example, is very easy and is like, hey, I don't even know you. What's your name? I think you're cute. Let's kick it back to my dorm. I don't find that attractive. I'm sorry. In my point of view, I know other guys do. It's fine. I don't. One, I don't know you. Two, you're probably hammered off your mind.
Right.
Three, that's just not like, is that all you're about? Like, I'm just saying, I just don't find that attractive. And I think, honestly, I
Right.
think many guys don't. I generally do think, a lot of my guys, I don't think they do either.
I think
That's
it
just
depends on
my
what
2
you're
cents.
looking for.
Yeah, if you're looking for
Because-
that, it's perfectly
right.
fine. It's perfectly fine.
And I give you respect for that because there's a lot of guys who see girls trashed off their ass, and in the back of their mind, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna pipe tonight," like because she's easy, she's vulnerable,
It's disgusting.
which is
That's
disgusting.
almost taking advantage. How do you do
Absolutely.
that with a girl?
Right. But I get where you're coming from. I think that if a guy is looking for a relationship with a girl, they're not gonna find that attractive. They're gonna be like, I got you like this.
Not
How
even-
can
yeah.
another
go
guy?
back and
How
tell their
easy
friends,
can
because
another
that's
guy
something
get
that
you?
women don't understand.
Yeah.
Is if you go up to a guy at a party, first of all, it's probably just not the two of you there, and you're gonna go up and be like, oh yeah, like let's do it, like in my dorm, like that's disgusting. And
Oh, yeah.
everyone and their mother is gonna be talking about you. They're all gonna know what you were about that night. It's like, why even give yourself a bad reputation?
Yeah, like you can perfectly go and do that. That is perfectly fine. It's just I'm not about go do it to a guy or go do it to a girl who you know would be about that, and you both at the end of the day that when you wake up and you go back to your room, you act like it never happened. That is, I know people who do that, and that is perfectly fine. I'm just saying from a point of view of like a guy, like I'm not even saying like relationship in general, but like. I don't know. I just don't find that attractive. Like, I just don't.
And that's understandable.
Yeah,
I
just
can
really
Sometimes
totally
women
see.
don't either. We don't like it when a guy comes up to
Absolutely.
us and doesn't sweet
Top
talk us.
stalking smack.
Right,
The second
just-
that they come up to us, they start talking whack.
Like, don't talk to me like I'm some sort of object. Talk
Right.
to me like
I'm a
human. Right.
Yeah.
I'm a friggin' human being. Like, I can promise you, not that I think that you should just be nice to somebody to get into their pants, but I'm just saying, if I'm treated with decency and respect, I feel like I'm more likely to have a trust and have a bond with you, and possibly, want to have sex with you, want to hook up with you, whatever, rather than if you're coming up to me, talking to me like I'm a dirty little, like, slut, like, you know what I'm saying?
Diana.
No offense, but,
Mustafa, please. Somebody give her a muzzle.
Oh my God.
No, but it's facts.
Dirty Diana.
Dirty Diana.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So let's just
No way.
let's jump onto the topic of like stereotypes. Like, do you think, like, I gotta ask this question: do you think nice guys finish last? I think
Yes.
we come in. We come in last place.
I don't care what any girl tells you. If you're sweet to them and they've been traumatized emotionally.
But why? That is my question. Why? Like, what? Like, I don't understand.
You want to know why?
Hold on. Like, why? Like, I understand you have gone through some ish in your past relationships, and I get it. You are messed up mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I understand that.
God.
I've been there. But why do you gotta, like, if I want to be your friend, like, if I just want to hang out, why do you gotta throw it off and tell me I don't even know. Like, why do they always have to be mean?
I'm going to say this one thing, and everyone in the audience that's listening is going to be like, oh, what have you been told since you were a kid, Julia?
About
Boys. If a boy is mean to you, it means he likes you.
Right.
That is why our brains are so, used to when a guy treats me like dog shit, that means that he likes me. That is what, even though we don't think about that when it's happening, I honestly think that's where it stemmed from. Because when I was little, boys would, push me around, call me, fat, this, that, blah, 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 whatever. They'd bully me. And I'd go to my parents and cry, whatever. They'd be like, oh, it's because he likes you.
Right.
So when a guy sits there and degrades me, I'm like, oh my God, he's in love with me.
But that's horrible.
But that's been instilled in us since we were young. What was the initial question you asked about the stereotypes?
I was saying
Nice guys
like
finish
like
last.
let's jump into stereotypes
I think
with like
so, because
guys and girls.
women, honestly,
Yeah, I think.
women like to get the chase just as much as a man does. And so if we feel like we have to chase him, that's also another reason why we get attached, because it's like they're constantly on our mind. We want them because either their physical appearance or they're just a nice person, but if they're not down for you, we run.
But
nice guys get the short end of the stick because we're out here chasing people who don't even want our attention, and we crave their approval.
We crave it because it's not there.
Exactly, and it's not like the nice guys. Like, there's so many times where, not to like be annoying, but I've had many DMs with people, men obviously,
not to be annoying.
Yeah, that have messaged me and be like, oh, you're gorgeous, you're this and you're that, and I'm like, no, like, I don't know what it is. I just am like,
okay, like right there. Is it? I think we talked about this once or twice. Like, how is it possible for a guy to DM you on Instagram without coming off weird?
you have to have.
I think you
sense
can't.
of humor.
I don't think you can. I
No,
don't think there's any way a guy can DM a girl without it coming off weird, in my opinion.
No, I think if you just have a natural pull for a woman, you know how to speak to a girl, you know how to be funny, you know how to be honest and be yourself, a woman recognizes that. Don't message us and be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, what's your snap? Like, no, it almost feels like disrespectful at that point, instead of being like, hey, where are you from? Like, I feel like I might know you or something, and then that starts a conversation where you can develop real emotions and like get to know that person. We don't want to get to know you over Snapchat where you can ask us for nudes or something.
Or where over Snapchat where you might have a friggin' girlfriend. Like, I've had, not to get into that whole thing, but I've had an instance where I literally was talking to this kid.
Oh God.
We hung out.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
We didn't do anything. We literally didn't do anything. Thank God. And the next day, I find out this kid has a girlfriend. He's talking to me all nice.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He's talking to me all nice. He's, telling me I'm the prettiest girl he's seen in a while. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I find out he has a girlfriend. I call the girlfriend, let her know, hip her. He sits there and tells me I have the body of an NFL player the next day. I go, yeah.
Please, but he was looking at that curvy body and wanted it all.
That is,
Yep.
That's
How
horrible.
ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, you gotta be careful nowadays. But going back to what you were saying, Mustafa, I agree with you. I don't think it's right that nice guys finish last. I don't think that's right at all. But I'm just trying to maybe think of a psychological basis. There's a psychological basis behind everything you do in a relationship, you know, in a whatever partnership with anybody. You know, it always comes down to your brain.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And you know, I think, all right, to wrap this up, let's just sort of tie back together. How would you want a guy to present himself to you? We'll start off with Diana, like in like a respective way.
So going up to what you were saying about, say I'm at a restaurant, I'm looking, like I'm dressed up, I look pretty. A guy comes up to me and says, you know, I think that you're absolutely beautiful. I hope this doesn't come across as weird, but you know, I just wanted to let you know that you're gorgeous and I would maybe want to take you out on a date. Depending on how you come across it, if you come across it
That's
exactly how you said it to me, I'm going to be thrown off because I'm not used to that, but I'm going to be intrigued. I'm going to be like, wow, this is a rare species.
Right.
Like, maybe, I'm going to give
feel
this
like if
guy
I
a
did
chance.
that, I'd get like water thrown at me.
Oh my god. I
Like-
would tell
I would
me and
kill
I'll go
somebody.
beat them up for
No,
you.
just-
Julia will beat their behinds and I'll scream really
Oh
loud.
my god. All right, Julie, how about you? How would you want a guy to present himself to you in a respective way, or honestly, a way that just intrigues you?
Confidence.
Like, not like other guys. Confidence?
Yeah, confidence and a sense of humor will do me in. Like, I respect people who know what they're talking about, know their worth, and if they can see that, you know, either I'm a pretty girl or I have a funny personality or anything,
Yeah.
and we have a reason to bond. So find something that we have a common interest in, or something that, even if it's my shoes, if I have new Nikes on, let's just say, and he comes over to me and he's like, your shoes are dope. Like, hello, like, at least he recognizes, and I notice that he took the time for smaller details, and I'll be like, okay, like, as long as he shows confidence in himself, that is something that I will do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for me, for a girl, like, I would say, I don't know, just like, if a guy comes up to you and he's being nice or whatever, like, all my friends laugh at me about this, but I hate girls that give very basic answers that are like,
It's boring.
hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you? You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
called dry.
intrigued.
Right, you're intrigued.
I'm like, oh, well, thank God. Like, not the same basic conversation you have.
Oh,
about, like, hi,
I'm
how
from
are you?
Linfield.
Like, yeah, like, literally. Like, no, like, make me laugh. Like, you know what I mean? And, like,
Right,
I'm like,
that's
oh,
why
like,
I said a sense of humor.
yeah, like, she has a sense of humor. She can joke around. She's not taking anything too serious. You know what I mean?
I'm from Prom
Right.
Queen Island.
Skinnyville.
Skinny Island, New York.
You guys are a mess.
You're
I just think at the end of the day, be nice. Be nice to yourself too.
have respect for
Have respect.
everybody,
You gotta love
including
yourself.
yourself.
Right, you gotta love
Absolutely.
yourself before you love anyone
And
else.
stay skinny, my friends.
The
Well-
skinniest minis are out.
Oh yeah.
Well, guys, this was absolutely crazy. That half hour just like flew by.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
I know.
Julie and Diana. We're definitely coming
thank
back.
you for having us
Thank
on,
you guys for
Lucy.
listening.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video. Comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like. Let me know so I can switch up a little bit. Other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in again. Peace out.